will these overnight cues impact our own markets? We have our research team joining in to do just that. They'll tell us about the market setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and all the action from the F&O space as well. Hey guys, a very good morning to all of you. Ekta, let me come across to you first up. What is the market setup looking like today?
Thanks for that. Well, yes, the markets did extend Friday's gains. The Sensex and the Nifty were at 5-month highs. The Nifty Bank ended at a record closing high, which was led by stocks such as HDFC Bank, State Bank of India, Indices. Mid-cap index too posted what was a record close. We had the market breadth, which really favored the advances. So everything seems to be in place to get to those all-time highs for the Nifty, which is at 1,887.6, and the Sensex all-time high as well. Now, one of the key support factors have been the FII's net buying and the DIIs, in fact. So FII's net bought in yesterday's trading session as well, and FII's net bought for the 6th consecutive trading session. And remember, there was only one sell figure in between the trend that we've seen. DII's net bought around 853 odd crores, which was the 7th consecutive session of buying for the DIIs. Now, the debt ceiling relief is going to aid sentiment because Biden plus the Republican lawmakers have reached that tentative deal on the debt ceiling. So there are no real surprises which are expected on that front. Remember, the ex-date is on the 5th of June. Now, the Fed is likely to come back into focus and is probably at the tail end of the hiking cycle in any case. So that is another factor to look at. US markets, yes, you mentioned they were closed. Asia is largely mixed at this point in time. SGX also just about a flattish to mildly positive start. A lot of earning reactions. Apollo Hospitals, Torrent Pharma, Prestige Estates, Graphite, Mankind. So a lot of earnings to watch out for in today's trading session. And on that note, it is the end of the trade earnings season as well. So you can expect a lot of mid caps to be in focus today.
Oh yes, towards the end of earnings season, right? Thank you, Ekta, for that. A lot of stocks that you spoke about. Let's take that forward and get in Surbhi, who's going to be speaking about the other stocks that'll be on our radar today. Surbhi.
Hi, so fag end of the earnings season and we have a lot of results coming in. Let's start with NHPC. The revenues were up 21%, the EBITDA was up nearly 73% and margins expanded to 44% versus 31%. RVNL, the revenue was down 11%, the EBITDA was down 8% and the margins were maintained at 6.5%. IRCTC, the revenue was down 40%, the EBITDA was up, IRCTC, the revenue was up 40%, the EBITDA was up 17% and margins came in at 33.5%. Campus Activewear, the revenue was down 1%, the EBITDA was down 28% and margins came in at 16%. Torrent Power, the revenue was up 61%, the EBITDA was up 10% and it reported a net profit of 450 crores versus a loss of 488 crores. And lastly, NBCC, the revenues were up 14% and the EBITDA was up 43%.
Okay, all right, Surbhi, thank you so much. A lot of stocks in focus today, but let's talk about the futures and options space as well. Nigel is joining in with all the cues. Nigel.
Morning, Sonal. Yesterday was a good trading session, though we came off the high point of the day. And the call we made yesterday morning was that, in fact, if you get the gap up, you take some money off the table. And the last stick was virtually at the low point of the day. In terms of the Nifty and the Nifty Bank, you didn't see any fresh long addition on the indices because both those indices ended higher. But open interest built up wasn't that large. On the Nifty, we ended high with a gain of close to around 100 points. But the India VIX as well creeped up. Remember, it's at record low levels. But normally, they have an inverse relation. Yesterday, both of them moved in the same side because maybe the IVs on both sides, that's the put as well as call side, are moving up. Sometimes that's a note of caution, but it was up only around 3% odd. But just taking note of that. What do the FIs do? They added more shorts than longs. They added close to around 5,000 short contracts. The short positioning is at around 40%, so they continue to remain net long on the index. On the options side, well, they bought more puts than calls. So they bought close to around 27,000 puts yesterday. But the problem is at higher levels, you like to see some supply because now they're writing more calls than puts. Even in yesterday's trading session, they wrote close to around 1 lakh call contracts. Now, the levels we're looking at in the options data, what is it indicating? It's indicating maybe we're in for a bout of consolidation. 18,600 call as well as put, both of them very active. It appears there's a short straddle at play. What is that? You write both those two strikes and you pocket the premium. You club both those, the premium together, it's around 160 rupees. So it gives you a broad range, 150 rupees minus 17,600, 17,600 plus around 150 rupees. And that range should come up for you on the screen at some point of time. The Nifty Financial Services Index, well, that's going to be the big cue today. Yesterday we saw some writing out there. Today is Tuesday, which is normally the weekly expiry that plays out. And there was writing being seen on a couple of strikes out there. So that's giving you the sense that you have some resistance on the Nifty Financial Services Index at around 19,625, 19,675. I'll tell you what, the last couple of series we've been highlighting that this is a bit of a supply zone and it's not yet got past that. So we'll have to keep an eye on that front. SGX if we're suggesting some green to kickstart trade, but I think a bout of consolidation is what we're in for. Back to you.
Could be some consolidation. Thank you, Nigel, Surbhi and Ekta for joining us and prepping us up for this trading day ahead. Time for a short break now. When we return, Apollo Hospitals is expected to report its fourth quarter earnings today. We'll get you the key expectations on the other side, so stay tuned for that.